All right, friends, it's Tina back with another video, man. And this video is on myonuclear domain size limit. Can muscles hypertrophy without this myonuclear domain size limit? Can muscles hypertrophy without the addition of satellite cells? Of course it can, and I'll prove it can. Because somebody asked me, can you get over myonuclear domain size limit? Can you get the muscles to hypertrophy without the addition of satellite cells? Yes, you can. Without this damage, even without overload and muscle damage, okay? But we know that muscles have a myonuclear domain size limit, okay? Because somebody was asking me, they go, it's flexible, but it's flexible. There's flexibility in the myonuclear domain size limit. Muscles can hypertrophy without that. Well, they can, and I'll tell you how, what type of hypertrophy this is. So MND size has a ceiling limit during hypertrophic process, beyond which extra myonuclei are donated by satellite cell to support further muscle growth. Okay, we know that it's beyond that. And when does it happen? Well, when you first come into the gym. Where is this map here? So when you first come into the gym, you're untrained, first trained cell fusion, right? Hypertrophy, okay? Detrain, retrain, there's nothing going on there anymore. See that? So let's just say that without muscle damage or any overload, to get this to donate its nuclei to support further muscle growth and hypertrophy. What kind of hypertrophy can you get that doesn't require muscle damage or overload to bypass myonuclear domain size limit? See what I mean? There's a section here. You can read it. It's an NCBI. Myonuclear domain flexibility. Challenges listen to what they say. Rigid assumptions on satellite cell contribution to skeletal muscle what? Fiber hypertrophy. Yeah, we can get the muscles to hypertrophy without the contribution of satellite cells. And you want to know how to do that? It's really simple. I'll show it to you right here, okay? So, in this section right here, 2 factors contribute to hypertrophy. See, there's 2 factors that contribute to hypertrophy. Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, which focuses more on the increase of muscle glycogen. Now, is sarcoplasmic hypertrophy overseen by the MND size limit? No, absolutely not. It has no limit until you bust and die. But myofibular growth during hypertrophic process has a myonuclear domain size limit. I'm talking about real muscle cells. They have a domain limit. It's overseen by MND size, the cytoplasm, okay? So you need more muscle cells to continue that type of growth. But when it comes to sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, as opposed to myofibular hypertrophy, it is not overseen by any hormone. It's not controlled. It's not controlled, bro. It's not controlled by myostatin, follistatin. It's not controlled by the satellite cell, MND size limit, or any of these fucking things. The only thing that probably controls it is glycogen storage. So the more glycogen you eat, the bigger it gets. The less you eat, the less you get. See what I mean? So none of these things affect when you bodybuild in a gym and you misconstrue these sarcoplasmic hypertrophy glycogen-filled muscles as being muscle. Well, it's not really based on myofibular growth. But is it part of the hypertrophy family? Yes, because you can see here in this map, muscle fiber and then sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. Is sarcoplasmic hypertrophy a real thing? Of course it is. But does it add to the strength? No, absolutely not. How can glycogen make you stronger? It maybe could enhance your performance. That's what glycogen is. That's why runners glyco load to enhance their performance so they can run longer. But it's not going to give you any physical strength. And then you have here on the right, myofibular hypertrophy. So they would call this they would call these things myofibular hypertrophy, sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, see there, and myofibular packing. Packing would be 2-in-1 type of thing to make space using the sarcoplasmic fluid and for the fibers. So there you go. So people keep bothering me. They go, oh, you can, it must be flexible. You can get over it. Yeah, you all can by creating these artificial muscles. And what is sarcoplasmic hypertrophy? It's a type of artificial muscle growth, okay? Because it's based on what? Fluid. It's for the visual increased size, increasing the amount of fluid it can hold, but not the increase in density of the muscle fibers. You see that? You train the muscle for no other reason than to visually increase. Visually, broski. Yeah, man. So I don't know what else to say there in that video, because people keep bothering me. Oh, well, it's flexible. We must be able to get over it. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. Every modality that the fitness industry is pushing upon you is based on sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, because that's the easiest hypertrophy to get. So then they tell you, hey, you need to get a stronger lift, but these are all artificial. People are not listening to me. I'm gonna explain this one more time, man. Okay? We know that this is artificial growth, because in science it will tell you glycogen is not based on myofibular growth, therefore it must be artificial hypertrophy growth. See that? Artificial muscle growth. So now, this is how the industry has you trapped. They got you building these artificial muscles, and then they get you doing this. They got you lifting a heavy weight, okay? Myocytic androgen receptor controls the strength, but not the limbs of the mass, not the mass of the limb muscles, because they don't control the mass, okay? So a stronger can't get you bigger. You got to focus on that sarcoplasmic glycogen loading to get you bigger, or myofibular growth, which none of you are doing, because that is the hardest to do. Why is that? Well, there's a reason. I'll talk about that too. So you're really, it's artificial strength. I'll explain what this artificial strength is. Okay, a child is stuck under a car, and all of a sudden she has this humongous amount of strength to lift this 6,000-pound car because it's Jesus. Fuck, man, people are sending me shit because of Christmas. Sorry about that. I'm on my other phone. So they lift this car. She lifts this 6,000-pound car. She gets an influx of what? Adrenaline hormone. This adrenaline hormone is extremely powerful. Okay, you understand me? And so it gives her that force production. But it's artificial. Fuck me, they keep sending messages. It's artificial muscle. It's artificial strength. You get it, man? Sorry, they're interrupting me. It's artificial strength to lift this fucking car. It's temporary. So this myocytic androgen receptor strength is temporary strength, bro. It isn't built on myofibular strength. If you want to increase your natural strength, your natural, I'm not talking about fake strength, fake muscles and everything. I'm talking about naturally increasing your natural strength over time. You need to build myofibular growth, bro. Get it? Fuck. Yeah, man. You need these fucking nuclei. You need muscles. You need to build muscles, muscle cells. You need to build myofibular growth. Get it, man? Without that, you will never, when you leave the gym and that fake strength goes away in 10 days, that phony strength, that lifting strength, and then that sarcoplasmic fluid disappears, and then you all call it, I got muscle memory. It came back because I ate a bunch of carbs and I went and worked out. Let me tell you something. I never ever got this memory shit to ever come back. Never. I took a lot of time off because I stopped lifting. They say these muscle cells and whatever nuclei and all that is permanent. I don't know that for sure. I never found it ever came back. I had to work hard now to get them to come back, because over time they disappeared. Over time they go away because your body wants to return to something called homeostasis. Yeah, it can only go for so long, that domain. You understand me? So here's another thing. Here's another problem. You all want to get stronger and all this stuff. You all want to get stronger, but you can't get any stronger because at 30, you're going downhill. You're getting weaker now. You get strong when you're young. You are strong when you're young, but you're not getting stronger. You're getting weaker as you're getting older. So now you're fighting against getting weaker. And what should you do after 30? I'd focus on myofibrillar growth if I were you. Yeah, man. Definitely. You want to know why? Because you're going to lose muscle. You could lose muscle fibers and muscle size as you get older. You're going to lose strength, power, everything, physical, speed, you name it. So if I were you, I'd try to make a decision now what it is that you want to do with your athletic abilities. Do you want to be a gym slave, a lifting slave, a fitness slave, or do you want to be a natural slave and build natural muscles in the real world and not be a slave to all this bullshit? Get it, man? Well, I don't mean natural slave, but I mean, do you want to actually build something natural that you can have that is physically yours and it won't go away? Or do you want to focus on all these phony strengths and phony muscles? See what I mean? You need to make that decision. You need to figure out what you want to do. You need to make that decision for you. I can't make it for you. Nobody else can. That's something that you need to figure out. That's why the industry is run on these phony things, because muscle damage and overload, it ended with this. Here's where it ends. It ends with the repeated bout effect phenomena, okay? Why is that? Because it's an adaptation. So it ended with the repeated bout effect phenomena. There's no more damage. There's no more damage. It's just no more, bro. It's an adaptation, like it says here, okay? It's an adaptation process. It's done, it's over. I don't know what to tell you, okay? So yeah. And so it takes on a life of its own. This is what happens when all of you come in. This is what the industry's, like I told you before, they're hiding this from all of you, man. They hide everything from you. So it shifts. We know that this shifts into type 1. So when it's protecting, it goes to type 1. I'm not saying type 1 cannot get damaged. They can particularly get somewhat of a damage, but they're still protective. There's more of them. That's why it protects the type 2. There's more type 1 than type 2. And so they protect the type 2 from getting damaged because those are the ones that grow the most. Okay. So it says a shift towards greater recruitment of slow twitch motor units. And we know that slow twitch motor units are associated with what? Endurance. So you coming in often to the gym, you're an endurance athlete, broski. Get it? You're an endurance athlete, broski. Get it? Where the fuck did that go now? I don't know where that shit went. All right, here it is. Muscle fiber hypertrophy in response to 6 weeks of high volume resistance training. And it doesn't necessarily need to be high volume. It can be semi-low or whatever. They're just saying that the volume is high. These people that are coming in chronically lifting, like you people, you're a trained person. Notice it says here, resistance training in trained young men, largely attributed to sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. And what do we know sarcoplasmic hypertrophy is? Phony muscle growth. That's what all of you are getting in the gym. That is what you're getting if you are eating. Glycogen synthesis must exceed that breakdown. Get it? And so then you'll get more of these phony muscles. But if you're not eating more glycogen than you're breaking down in the gym, then it's turnover. Just like, how should I put it? Your muscles are not particularly hypertrophying. The myofibrillars are not particularly hypertrophying much because protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown in proteins. Get it? For it to type of hypertrophy. Okay, man? So it doesn't work for anybody. Just wasting your time going to the gym, doing these weird things, man. You understand me, man? Do you understand me? Now, if you build real myofibrillar growth, then the motor units have somewhere to proliferate, and so do these androgen receptors. They can be there permanently now. You don't have to accumulate the phony ones for the phony lifts, okay? And I'm a small guy, I'm a small, strong guy. Or I got a bigger, but I never got a stronger. I got a stronger, but I never got a bigger. Get it? All these phony things that people are talking about. Your instincts are not how should I put it? Are not lying to you. newbie gain limit, genetic limit, and a hard gainer. Yeah, that's why. That's the reason. Myofibrillar growth is very difficult to build. It is associated with muscle injuries. Anyways, I gotta go. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. I'll see you in the next one, Broski. Ciao, my friends. And like, subscribe, and comment down below helps with the algorithm.